Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana. I'm a business coach and mentor for women wanting to start their own stationery businesses, and I love to encourage you to go for all the things you want in life. I'm very excited for today's video because I'm going to be sharing a little bit of an inside look to my monthly planning routine. It's kind of broken up into a few different parts, and so I thought I would bring you along, kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse at some of the things that I do. I absolutely love planning, organization, just really getting things in order whenever the new season is, whether it's a new month, a new week, a new quarter, a new year. I love to do that because it really helps me to feel like I have just kind of a North Star that I'm working towards and something to just be focusing on instead of just kind of, you know, getting up and being like, okay, what are we gonna do today? So I love having a plan and I love sharing that process with you all. So I'm actually gonna also link one of my other videos I filmed on my planning process as well. I believe it was my quarterly planning routine. So I'm gonna make sure that I link that. It was either quarterly or monthly. So this one is gonna be kind of piggybacking off of that one a little bit. I haven't changed a ton of things, but I thought I would share a little mix of business and personal with you so you can get a feel for some of the things I do. And I would love for you to share down below some of the different ways that you stay organized and you get ready for your month as well, because I'm always looking for extra tips and just ways to just get things in order, because it'd be a lot of moving parts and a lot of different things going on. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here. If this is your first video, maybe second, and you're trying to fill me out, I'm gonna link a starter playlist down below for you. I talk about a lot of things on here, especially around the realm of entrepreneurship, getting out of your own way, getting motivated, motherhood, and life. And so if that's something you're interested in, I would love to have you as a subscriber, and I appreciate the support that all of you give. I am really excited because I feel like 20,000 subscribers is on the horizon. I usually don't like to speak certain things out loud, which is not always good, and so I feel like I'm gonna hit 20,000 subscribers soon, and I'm just grateful for every single one of you all that subscribes to my channel, that watches these videos, comments, interacts with me. I just really appreciate you all. I absolutely love what I do, and I just thank you so much. So anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna get into the video. And so like I said, I'm gonna be breaking it up into 3 different parts. First, I'm gonna be doing a little bit with my Powersheets, which is really more so where I do a lot of my personal planning and tracking. And then I'm gonna plan in my Live, Love, Inspire planner for my business, just to kind of get things in order for the month of February. And then lastly, I'm gonna be adding some things to my planning wall. I haven't talked about my planning wall in a little while. The video that I linked and talked about, I know I mentioned it in there, but my planning wall is a place where I go and just kind of add both business and personal things, so I can have a just overview right on the wall, just in case I don't know where my planner, my Powersheets are located. Maybe my computer is in another room. It's an easy way for me to see things if I'm in my office. So let's get into it. Okay, so right now I'm just overlooking how January went overall. A lot of times I'm not the best with coming in here and doing this progress or marking things down. And I also just wrote in Daniel fast, but my pen was running out of ink. We actually did a Daniel fast for the month of January, most of January. We started it on January 10th, and today as I'm filming this was actually our first day of it kind of ending, so that's really exciting. We've never done anything like that before, and it was really exciting to just do something new. So I didn't even write that down, because when I sat down to do these, we weren't even planning on doing the Daniel fast. So I am going to just write over this, because it definitely, the ink went out and we finished it, so that's good. It ended up being 3 weeks out of the year. We did our devotionals all 3 of the weeks for it, and we want to continue doing that together. Me and my husband is who I'm talking about when I'm saying we. And then the workout 3 times a week, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, like, it didn't happen. It just did not happen. Like, in fact, I didn't work out at all for the month of January, which I'm just being completely honest, I didn't. And so that is something I'm going to be working towards to do for next month, because it's the reality, it's what happens. I did get my coat closet finished, so let me grab some stickers. I feel like I'm kind of in a mood to do a little bit extra than what I usually do. Sometimes I'll just highlight some things, but I'm actually going to grab the little progress stickers, fill that in, and then we'll move on to February. I just filled out those different pages and everything for the month, and then now I'm getting to my brainstorm for the month. And so initially I really wanted to use this as mainly personal, which I still plan on doing, because I have a whole section in my business planner where I do more brainstorming for that. So I'll save that for this, but this is really just a place to kind of come up with some different things. So one thing I've been trying to implement is coming up with like a fun family day. I'd like to do multiple, but I don't want to put that pressure on myself. One of the things I put down that I'm saying no to from last month is just unneeded pressure. And so instead of trying to be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna plan like something fun for us to do every single week, I'm gonna just give myself the grace and say, okay, I'm gonna plan something really fun for us to do once a month, and then if I can add on to that, then great. But we actually had a really fun time at this little Jurassic Quest dinosaur expo thing that was here. So that was our thing we did for this month, which was really, really fun, and my daughter really enjoyed it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet, but I know that that's going to be something. So that's basically what my family fun day is. Also, I have some projects I started on our coat closet downstairs, just kind of like revamping that. I did this really cute herringbone wall, and so I want to finish up the details in there this month. So finishing the coat closet. And then I want to start on another project. I don't know what project I want to do though. Let me see. I have them all in here. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I started working on our bedroom, so I kind of almost want to keep that going. And then I'm also kind of maybe wanting to work on our front entry area. So it'll be one of those two. So I need to start a new home project. I don't know which one yet. And I would like to do some decluttering. Trying to make that more of a habit because it'd be getting a little bit intense in here. Daily habits, I'm gonna put workout again for my weekly habits. And then I do this CEO day on Fridays, so trying to keep that up. It's really helpful for me. I have to tell you guys a little bit more about what I do on those days. If you're interested, let me know. But I do that every Friday. And let's see. All right, so now I'm moving on to business. I'm actually gonna finish filling out my power sheets. I really like to plan in the bed, you guys, so that's why it's always really hard for me to film these videos. I just love to get comfortable in my bed, watch a good show, spread my stickers out, and so that's what I'm gonna actually go do, and then I'll probably just show the final results of these things, but I still wanted to show you my process. So basically, power sheets is just to kind of unpack some personal things that I want to do, and just really, I like it to just hold myself accountable and to remember the things so that I'm not looking up at the end of the month like, oh my gosh, I didn't do all of these different things. And so I'll be taking these different ideas that I brainstormed, and then I'll be putting them on my attending list and decorating them, putting maybe a few stickers on there, and just kind of making it cute for the month of February. And if you saw that earlier clip, y'all, don't judge me, but I do have quite a few sticker books from them. And I'm really trying to use these stickers up. So that's my goal. I'm trying to use them more. I've really gotten out of the habit of using stickers as much. Like, is anybody else like that? I feel like when I first joined the planner community, I was so much more into stickers and all of those things. And now I am just not. I don't know what it is. I still have not put my tabs on this planner yet either. I need to do that. But this is the one that I use for my coaching business. I have to sit down and talk to you guys, have a heart-to-heart with you guys about what is going on with my stationery business. It's a whole thing, so I'll have to share that in a future video. I'm not sure when I'll share it, but I do want to share it. It's not anything bad or anything like that, but it's definitely something to talk about at some point. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I got a little sticky note to myself because I'm working on some new systems and things for the back end of some stuff. So that's what I have there. That's one suggestion I will say. If you have some ideas for down the line in the future, but you just know you cannot focus on it right now. What I love to do is make mental notes. Don't really work for me, so I like to just literally put a sticky note in the area. So even if this was something I wanted to do a few months from now, I always do this, and then that way I feel like even though I'm not doing it, I did write it down somewhere. That's me identifying that it's something I want to get done, and eventually I'll flip to that and be like, oh shoot, I'm gonna be working on this. So that's a great thing that I like to do to remind myself about stuff. I'm gonna move this so it doesn't mess up my writing. But yeah, so if you're not familiar, this is actually the business planner that I sell in my stationery shop. It is the Live, Love, Inspire business planner. It's currently unavailable right now, but there will be some undated ones coming in the next few months. So stay tuned for those. I always do a very limited amount just because they are handmade. I want to make sure I can dedicate a lot of time to get them done. And then I'm never really sure just how it's going to go. So as of right now, I don't have any. I have been giving some people reaching out asking if there are any more. So I'm debating on maybe having some available a little bit earlier. But as of right now, there are none available. I've been getting asked that question, so I wanted to make sure I addressed that. But if you do have a Live, Love, Inspire business planner, go ahead and just say hey in the comments. I would love to say hello and thank you so much for the support. So on this page, typically what I like to do is just brain dump all my business ideas that I have. So a lot of things are happening in February. So I'm going to just kind of fill this in, and then I'm going to fill in my projects over here. And the projects are specifically just the major things that I'm working on. And I really only have 2 really big projects for the month of February. So this should not take too long at all. So I'll probably fill in my goals off camera because, like I said, this is my business planner, so I won't necessarily share all my specific goals. But one goal that I do have that I will share, and I think that it's important when you have just different platforms where you are connecting with people, my main one being here on my YouTube channel, I do like to set some goals for myself, not even necessarily in terms of numbers, but more so just to stay consistent. For me, that feels so much better. You know, even if my channel didn't grow by any, but I know that I was showing up and doing what I was supposed to do. That's what matters to me, and especially because I know when I show up and I am consistent, that's when I see the growth. So the goals that I always like to go off of is not necessarily like, oh my gosh, I want to hit this amount of subscribers or this amount of whatever. A lot of times I will look at more so what I can do to make sure that's more of a reality for me. So a big goal for me is to continue with my new posting schedule. I now post 2 times a week on Tuesday and Thursday. So this is the most structured I've ever been. For a long time there, I was definitely posting very sporadically and just doing whatever day I kind of felt like it, which I think is fine. I'm a free spirit in that way, to where sometimes it can be nicer to have that flexibility, and I can always go back to that when I want. But I'm really enjoying my new posting schedule, so just wanting to make that a goal, just staying consistent. On YouTube. So that's one that I will put down, and I really need to actually sit down and figure out what my goals are. I'm going to be launching my Handmade Planner Masterclass in the month of February. I have my Ideas to Reality Challenge, which is kind of the kickoff to that. I also have an ebook that I'm working on that's, as of right now, is going to be exclusive to people that are within my program. So these are some different major projects I'm working on, and they're very time consuming, and so that's why I don't really have a lot to fill in here, because these all require quite a bit of attention and a lot of detail involved with that. So I'm gonna fill them in over here, and then the next part is really just putting some specific dates down, and yeah. So we're over here by the planning wall, which is one of my favorite spots in my office. I love how I have it set up because whenever I'm sitting at my desk, if I'm talking to somebody, if I'm on a call or something, and if I'm trying to see a specific date, I can literally look right over without having to like fish around in anything, and I can just see what I have going on. So I apologize if the light is kind of glaring in here. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can see because there's no window or anything facing this way, so it's kind of dark just normally. But pretty much it's really simple. So I have these 3 different glass calendars that I got from Target. I'll make sure they're linked down, well actually everything that I talk about, I'll make sure it's linked down below for you just in case you're curious or you want to check it out yourself. And what I like to do with this is to plan out my quarter, but I like to come to this especially at the beginning of every month because I end up writing down specific dates. So I have a couple things I need to write in here, so I'm going to do that for February. January is pretty much over, and I always am kind of on the fence if I want to keep it or do I want to like move everything, but I typically have just been just maybe out of laziness, I don't know, but I typically will just leave it up until the quarter is over, and then I'll start again with a new quarter. And I also have this calendar over here from Sugar Paper that I use as well, and this is just to show another month, show a 4th month, but then I can quickly look at upcoming months. So I really like it for that reason. So that's kind of how I have that all set up. And right now, so these are made out of glass, and I just use dry erase markers. This was actually, I think this was the one that came with it, so I usually just use this. So that's what you see on here, but I recently bought, y'all, look. I recently bought these chalk markers because I was trying to find something that could work better on the glass. I mean, this is cool and everything, but I really like thin tip. I just think it looks a little bit nicer, and so I found these on Amazon. Oops, I found these on Amazon, and it came in a pack with all of these colors. And what is nice about this is I can actually use them for multiple things. I actually have a calendar downstairs, kind of in our like living kitchen area, that I put more just like family related things that are going on there. So I got these for that reason, and then I was like, oh shoot. And so I just started using these for January down there, and then I was like, oh, let me try it on the glass up here. So I am going to fill in some of the things I wrote down in my business planner, because this is really more of a business wall, I guess you could say. That's pretty much what I put on here. So I'm gonna just pick a color that stands out. I really like purple and pink. I really wish they had a teal in there, but they don't, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put down my launch that I was telling you guys about that's coming up, the Handmade Planner Masterclass launch. Okay, I was kind of getting nervous at first, but it seems to be showing up. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It shows up. It's not as bright as I was hoping, but it works. It gives some color. Okay, and actually the more I'm writing with it, it seems to be even getting better, so that's good. And then yeah, the only other thing I really have on here is for my Muse Accelerator. It is a more just like closer support program that I have with women that I work with to help them launch their businesses. So I have one that's gonna be wrapping up and one that is just starting in the month of February. So that's what's kind of going on with that. And honestly, I'm gonna just kind of keep it easy with myself. That's all that's going on for the most part business-wise. That I can think of right now. I'm sure I'll probably think of some more stuff, but I actually do like these. I think the biggest tip I would say if you do get these for the glass is just kind of keep writing with it, and it gets more vibrant, which like on the chalk board, of course it's going to show up more because it's darker, but I actually like it. I think it's pretty nice. I wish I had more to write down because I want to use other colors, so I'm gonna try to think of some other stuff to write down. But yeah, so that's my planning wall. And then also I wanted to point out over here is where I kind of map out different ideas and things. I write down like when I'm working on orders. If I have a lot of orders, I'll put the names down and I can cross them off. Sometimes I'll map out like funnels for my business or emails that are going to be getting sent out. I map out literally everything, and it's just a nice visual place to see it. And then I usually end up putting it into ClickUp. And the one thing I'll mention about my more digital planning stuff, because I mentioned that in a video a couple weeks ago when I was sharing all of just my year planning tools and things. I use ClickUp every single day, but for monthly planning, I don't really need to do it so much in there because everything's already in there and it just gets mapped out as but for monthly planning, I almost never really go in and do anything in ClickUp. But if I do find that there's any new projects or anything I think of, then I'll go in and I'll kind of split up those tasks and stuff like that. So definitely just filmed the ending and realized that I hadn't hit record. So yay for me for that. But thank you so much for watching my video. My monthly planning routine is pretty laid back. I try to keep it simple. I use a lot of different things throughout my days and weeks. And so when it comes to the month, I know it's important, but I don't like to overwhelm. So usually it's just those 3 kind of steps that I showed you, as well as then going into the week. Usually I'll use my business planner more so as a daily checklist for each day. I will mark the things I want to get done for that day. And I also use it to just track my wins and just different things that are going on throughout the week to kind of have a place to look at how I'm doing, whether good or bad. And then same with the power sheets. I also like to check that maybe around once a week just to make sure I'm on track, make sure there's things that I wanted to do and that I'm actually remembering to do them. And then I also have a personal planner that I shared with you all in my 2022 just planning tools video. It's a sugar paper planner I use. I use that one for my weeks as well to just plan out more personal things like our meal planning, my daughter's just schedule for her virtual preschool and all those different things like that. So a lot of moving parts and stuff during my days and my weeks. I'm in ClickUp heavily during that time as well. And so it's just a lot of different things kind of combined. And then I also use a tool called Sunsama as well for more daily planning. So I can definitely share some more specific routines for weekly or daily if you'd like to see that as well. But yeah, that was my monthly planning routine. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions to share for me or anyone that's watching this video, definitely do down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.